Good afternoon. Thank you for coming, everyone. My name is Kiana Johnston, and I have my co-MC Eve Safe here today. We are organizers from I Don't Know More and Porcupine Warriors. Today is a beautiful day. What a beautiful gift, and it is so beautiful to see all the support. Thank you all for coming. A big thank you to the Indigenous matriarchs and the youth who took the lead, and the community members, allies, and volunteers that helped out to make this gathering possible. So before we start, I would like to share some housekeeping announcements. We will have an opening prayer. We ask that you do not take pictures during this time as it is disrespectful. We have volunteers that are ready to hand out water and snacks for the Indigenous attendees. If you would like some, please find our marshals. Throughout this gathering and march, Indigenous elders, dancers, drummers, youth, and community members will be at the front. Throughout this time, we ask that you respect this. If you have just arrived and are an Indigenous community member, we ask that you please come to the front. Finally, if you have an extra umbrella, please give it to one of our volunteers, as we will use them in time of need.
All right. Okay, maybe if I could just shout out to the organizers, if they can let the marshals know and some of our helpers back at camp that we kind of changed the location and we're going to be here. Can move forward and come in, so we have folks in the back that kind of can move in a little bit more. All right, thank you.
Please have Bridget Terrier, Miigwech,
who have been the stewards of this place. In particular, we wish to acknowledge this land on which we gather. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat and the Haudenosaunee and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations. This land is governed by the Nish, with one spoon covenant between the Haudenosaunee Confederacy and the Confederacy of the Ojibwe and allied nations. This covenant is an agreement to share work and to protect this land together in harmony. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have this opportunity to thrive and live on this land. Miigwech.
Okay, thank you, Chi Miigwech. Now, next we would like to invite our elder, Jimmy Dick, to give us a beautiful opening prayer. And again, stay hydrated, drink your water. There's water bottles. Go in the shade if you need shade. Please take care of yourselves. It's a very hot day today.
At this time, we ask that you do not take any pictures and videos.
Thank you, everybody, for the organizers for asking me to come over here and present me some tobacco like we do in the old ways. You know, our people were given tobacco to offer when we ask for something, you know, food, you know, shelter, stuff like that. And today it still carries on, you know, our church people, and that we still hold that in high regard, you know. And this is, you know, some people might not understand why that is, but that's one of the medicines we're given, you know, besides the other sage, sweetgrass, tobacco, cedar, sweetgrass. Anyhow, I'm originally from Moose Factory, Ontario, from the Nishnawbe Nation. Wat je? Die schoof thuis gauw. En then me sway walking to you go to auction yeah, you know, and get a knee gun, see the command that's a cabbage, which you are going to get the giga and then a walk and maga and maganesta, you know. Where's my book and the geese for the gimam and then chicken, you know. We all have a good mind, you know, in logic, you know. I just wanted to say that, you know, those people that are celebrating Canada, you know, they're all brainwashed, you know. You know, once they find out what Canada's all about, they'll be all over here too. Yeah, so pray for them, you know. They'll be over here probably within a year. They'll say, well, those Indians that were rallying. You know, that they fully understand, you know, and that we are the original caretakers of this land. That's our responsibility, you know, for our people, our future. You know, that we still carry on that way and practice our culture, you know, our traditions, our customs, everything. You know, and that this bill C-5 is infringing on that too. And that, you know, that violates human rights, our human rights. As Canada signed the Human Rights Protocol back in 1977 in Geneva, Switzerland. You guys don't know that? So they're violating our human rights, you know. And we can take them to court, you know. Sue their pants off of them. If they're wearing any. We're not as stupid as we are, you know, they think we're not educated. But we are the guinea pigs of all their legislation, you know, and that we all enduring, and we're teaching our young people, you know, and all these things that we're here, you know, and we represent, you know, maybe 10,000 people each, you know. We carry the message, you know, of our people, all your cousins, you know. We must have a lot of them. And that we're their voice, you know. We're their voice. And that's why we are here, because it's important to be here, you know. What's going on in the world, everything's going on, that we want to keep it, you know, within our mind for things to get better, you know. But first we got to go through the Holocaust, you know. You know, that's what they're doing to us. You know? And all the land, the environment, the animals, you know, they're all with us, you know. Defend for them too. So these are things that we have to think about, and also, you know, that we work together. We gotta work together. Whatever happens to the Indians is going to happen to you too, you know. We're like the guinea pigs. You know? I'm glad people are starting to realize that, you know. You all are allies or supporters here. You know. I'm glad we're waking up, you know. And then we do this Bill 5 thing here, you know. We just try to keep that in mind, you know, like that. We don't want to push any other agenda here, you know. And, a battle of everyone, you know. You can back the Indians first, that's good. Then everything will be better. A long time ago, we hardly seen any of us in town, you know. Unless it was through the wars, come down here to work, start in the community, build a community that we want to enjoy. We want to live in peace, you know. That's our main objective. We never had the chance, you know. Right from the get-go, you know, we're all trying to survive. And always looking over your back, make sure you're all right, you know. A lot of racism happened. You know. In the residential schools.
Shame!
You know. And also the 60 school. All those things are all thrown at us. I'm glad they're, you know, also the native child too, got a lot more kids in there than they did in residential school today, you know. There. That's not fair, you know. You gotta have more control with the agencies like that. And also, we keep praying, you know. Keep praying for our people, our way of life. I'm really glad to see all of you here. You know, tell your friends, you know, that are brainwashed what's really going on, you know. Tell them the way it is, you know. They probably won't believe you, but you know, at least you tried, you know. You tried. And we need to do that. Save our friends, you know. Yeah. So I wanted to share that with you, you know. I've been at the trenches for a long time myself, you know. The first thing I did when I came to Toronto, I did a rally for Leonard Peltier. Never thought that would happen. Some good miracles happen every now and then, you know. We don't give up, you know. Thank you. I'm going to do the opening now. I'm going to sing a song, you know, and I'm going to say a prayer in my language. Bill 5 is Mr. Banano, you know. Me go ahead, Magana Don, Mr. Sega Doctor, you the Magana Saga, Nigan, Sijik, who might do that gig. And the gig Magana Saga, you be Tigo, if not the Moya, me go ahead. More show, no come, you know. Son Menana and Mama School, young Yuitia, do the Mahoma, up at the Soin. The Magna Stegi, Shine Mayak, Nesta, gets Yat, Silvan. We should do the Mach. We want to up at the Soin, I should cut deck. Maga Mino Bamatsuan. Agamanesta, Schweinmanesta, Sagi Doan. Shigi Tog Day, you want to sway on it to the Mach. When the Sabbath this one do the Mach, you know, give him a little bulliak. Agamanesta, Schweinmanan and the Manesta, that boy win. Sway Higgy Alam what you got there, he goes to God there, and after this one, next, you know, he's talking about that boy win. So I ask that we all give us strength, Great Spirit, our grandfather, grandmother, give us strength, have kindness with us, you know, so everything we do is ingrained in kindness, and also to have love. Doggy the one, as I say, in everything we do. And also, that way witness, honesty. Those are the basic of what we ask here today. You know, tamagin menan maganesta, you know, have pity on us, you know. Some of us don't have a good mind. Got illness, you know, those kind of sicknesses. Help us, you know, help us to be good, be safe like that, and feel good. When you magay diang ishimansu, you know, maganda to win and get the dog, the motion mak no kumak. Lagi doctor Jago then east of Mesquite. One of the thing about our ancestors that came to this land the first time, they came here, the first ones. And that they thought of us when they were here. They prayed for us. We were the ones that carry on those prayers for our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren today. Swaggy, we did oyak we law. And I said, Josh, I'm stuck no system of which Oshim show, and I bear more, Joshima. O system, Jaban, O system, Jaban, O system, Mr. Wayne, and you got the 7 generations ahead, you know, we want to have this, you know, Bamazu and this good life for them too. This good Indian life we have on the map, you know, that we all wish for that, and also for all the other people, you know, that they have good things in their life too, happiness, love, work. My goodness, this will take an understanding. I'm gonna have an understanding of who we are, what we are, where we're going, and the way and here. And the Magaligi, Albert Stagnes, and I don't know my, and you know when, and you know more when, the Magnus, it's not by one, Mr. Gutagi, and the guy, Albert Stanogi. I'm not okay, I'm on to it, I'm he dark, you know, just you know, Pajak, with that darkness, that doy gun. Now come on, you know. Magnus the Masagis, the way and him the Hulia, Gawi Chiguyak, Abastayak, and him Magnus, he not the Moyak. Magnus the man is Worgan, also our sacred pipe, you know. We want to always remember to use that. The ceremony, the sweat lodge, the sun dance, you know. When we think about the sun dancers dancing at this time, you know, suffering with no food and water, you know. Keep them strong. Let them know what they're thought about, you know. Make them feel good. Dance hard. And everybody here, you know. All keep them safe, keep them hydrated, feel happy. And also work together, you know, and also to have humility. You know, to be humble what we're doing, and also that we don't make our culture a spectacle out of our culture ways and traditional ways. So, again, great spirit, you know. Watch over us, you know. Keep everybody safe and help them with their needs. Help those single parents watching their children, the grandparents watching their grandchildren. The ones in the hospital, help them get well. The ones in prison away from home, keep them all safe. The ones that live outside, help them find a place to live. Those ones, drug addicts, alcoholics, you know, help them, you know, get rid of the habit they have and give them with the good habits, good healthy habits. You know, and also that we love one another, our families, our children, our grandchildren, you know, our elders, our traditional people, our ceremonies. We see now Missouri do the Magabastag, Kinagastag, and Himasagi going to Montu. Magi Minan, we see now. To me, all our relations.
Thank you, Jimmy Rich. Okay, Crystal, we are looking for Crystal. Come on. The price is right. Kill Bill 5, that's the price.
Organizers, Tori Press is going to read a statement. As an organization of I Don't Know More and Porcupine Warriors, we took the time to put this together to get land back and to kill Bill 5. To the left we have Tori, we have Crystal, Yvonne, myself Eve, myself Kiana, and Krista.
Ani Bojo, Negotiable Indigenous, Wabjashi and Dodan, Jim Singh and Donjaba, Anishinaabe, Barawadami Kwe and Dow. Everybody, Miigwech, thank you for joining us on this hot day, the start of Indian summer today, folks. So we're here to deliver our statement from Indigenous environmental groups demanding a full repeal of all the 2025 federal and provincial legislation and pending legislation that infringes on Indigenous people's rights to self-determination. We, the people, demand that. The use of the nationalist call to arms, elbow up, is a Trojan horse intended to bulldoze internationally recognized Indigenous rights and streamline Canada's so-called economy in a race to build itself up as the global energy and mineral superpower. Our traditional territories hold 34 of the critical minerals considered essential for the global energy transition. These federal and provincial bills will result in an escalation and exploitation that will continue to create sacrifice zones with negative impacts on human health and once pristine biodiverse territories, all for temporary, mostly male-dominated jobs and short-term economic gains for giant corporations. Canada continues to lead the way in violating Indigenous rights, creating irreparable harm to our shared waterways, the land, the precarious biodiversity, and puts Indigenous bodies on the front line of destruction on our own traditional territories. In response to the full-scale legislative attack on the actual title, inherent, and treaty rights holders, we call on the grassroots people to push back against this monumental infringement of Indigenous, environmental, and labor rights that's been reframed as Canada's pushback to Trump's tariffs. The last time we saw legislation this damaging to Indigenous rights was in 2012. The destruction to the land, our homelands, and Indigenous bodies was Harper's Bill C-45, the Jobs and Growth Act, and Bill C-38, the Jobs, Growth, and Long-Term Prosperity Act. And look who's back again. We call on all citizens on our shared territories to actively resist the systems that continue to harm Indigenous communities, our water, our land, our future generations, and to root yourself in solidarity with Indigenous communities and nations. Land acknowledgements aren't enough. We're in a crucial time that requires immediate response, actionable allyship. Indigenous communities and nations are still evacuated far away from their homes right now, many in different provinces from where they fled, while wildfires are raging across the country, as reported by Canada itself. We are up against unfettered capitalist system trying to rape the earth of every last mineral and use every last drop of clean water, leaving nothing but a polluted planet in its wake. With extreme weather events making headlines all year round, and as we head into another predicted to be the hottest yet, climate change caused by resource extraction and mega resource extraction is the reality that we can no longer ignore. Our youth are no longer asking but demanding meaningful and transformative change because it's them standing on the front line of climate change, extreme weather alerts, wildfires, evacuation displacements, all while reclaiming our languages, our cultural practices, and rebuilding our family circles. We contribute the least to the devastation of this planet while we're impacted the hardest and first. We will no longer be pushed off our traditional territories in favor of resource and mining extraction companies. while we have noticed that we have been given approval from 2 levels of government to proceed without the free, prior, informed consent of the rights and title holders of this entire country. And to that end, we will defend ourselves. We will defend our land, our water, our right to exist as our ancestors had before us since time immemorial. We call on all Indigenous grassroots matriarchs to hold healing spaces, lead water ceremonies across this land. We encourage all grassroots people to research, document your family lineage, your ancestral presence, the use of your family's land, and create documentation of your kinship ties to your territory. We encourage you to read Living Proof, the essential data collection for use in occupation. Implement that in your communities. Work together. We need to work in unity. We need to build community, and it starts with unity. And you guys are all right here, right now, doing that. And to wrap it up, we demand a full repeal of all the 2025 provincial and federal legislation passed and pending that prioritizes colonial profit while turning a blind eye to the fundamental disregard for the treaty and constitutional rights of the First Peoples on this land you call home. Miigwech.
So now we're gonna call on Buffalo Charging and our dancers to come and sing a song. If we could have the front back up a little bit so then the dancers have room to dance and the drummers can sing Miigwech.
If I could call on for Ms. Watson, we got to they got to take down the speaker system in the stage. They got to return it. So we're gonna get ready to mobilize soon, but we're gonna have one more speaker before we head on. Let's see. I guess Ms. Watson. If not, that's okay. All right. So thank you all for coming. I just wanted to do a quick special announcement. My name is Eve Saint. I'm a Wet'suwet'en land defender. I'm a Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm also a financial divestment campaigner for Get 'em Dead Checkpoint. Yes. We pressure investors to divest from the Coastal GasLink pipeline. And for years, we have been fighting for our territories, fighting for our lands. So we know firsthand when industry comes through with their projects and their injunctions. We firsthand, I was arrested February 7th, 2020. They came, shame. We had 100 militarized RCMP come flooding on my father's territory, falling from helicopters, just for 4 unarmed Indigenous land defenders. It took them a 3-day militarized siege on Wet'suwet'en territories to arrest Wet'suwet'en matriarchs and allies. So we know firsthand what the government is going to do when they want to push through. Shame! Shame. And so when we got arrested, everyone stood up because that was a time of shut down Canada. When everyone came together for the Wet'suwet'en, everyone across Turtle Island, even around the world, and that was just one nation. Imagine all of our nations under attack. Yes, yes, and it's not just Indigenous people that it's going to affect. It's everyone as a whole, everyone on this earth. It's going to accelerate climate change, climate chaos. We're in it. We're in it, and we need to act now. It's just disgusting on how they want to fast track all these bills, all these projects. It's, yeah, shame. And they are taking the voices and the power away from the one true title holders of these lands, the Indigenous people. So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And we are all here, all of us, all the people, all the youth, all the matriarchs are calling on for spreading the awareness. We got to get more numbers. This park should be filled with people. So Chimigwech for being here, for coming out and standing together. And we will keep on fighting. We will keep on organizing. We will keep on doing this work.
And block. This is serious stuff, people. This is the fight now. This is it. I hope you know that.
I think we are going to start to assemble. We're going to start marching now. Just because we want to give time for folks to take down the sound system and the stage so they can bring it back. But we have our own sound system. So don't worry, we're going to start to assemble. Okay, so just give us a few moments and we're going to start getting that set up. We're going to start over here. So just, yes, if you're Indigenous people, come, flag carriers, banners. Come over here to the front. We're going to start
our movement, our rally, so you can give us a mandate. So we'll meet over there in about 10 minutes at the Sacred Fire.
I just want to remind everybody to stay hydrated. We have extra water bottles and snacks for everyone. Indigenous people will be served first. If you would like one, please find one of our marshals. For the march, those carrying the banner will go first, followed by the drummers, elders, dancers, and Indigenous community members. There will be marshals on the side for direction of the march as well. And can we have Isaac Murdoch at the front, please? You along the small path, and you will go to college and university, down to Young and Dundas. Good.
Jimmy, let's go back. Go back.
plastics and pollution. That's greed. That's savagery. That is the Southern nation that is coming here in resource extraction and bulldozing over our rights. And we say enough is enough. Land back, bitches. The violence that's perpetuated against Indigenous people when we stand for our rights, all of our allies and our settlers that are standing here listening to us. We are protectors. We are not protesting. We are protecting our way of life, our languages, our culture, our ceremonies, our drums, and our spaces for these young ones to come up behind us just as strong and resilient. We are still here and we are not going away no matter what you do to us. No matter how many times we will always be here, and we have 7 generations coming behind us that are strong and resilient. The heartbeat of our mother is this drum. Each and every one of you that are standing here are feeling it. It's not something you hear. It's not something that you see. You feel it in your heart. It's the first sound each and every one of you heard, and that's what connects us as human nation is the two-legged. That heart beats for each and every one of you and for your next 7 generations. So we're going to take land back. We're going to kill Bill 5, and we're going to blockade across this country, and we're going to shut it fucking down. To villainize us, to tell you guys that we're the ones that are the troublemakers. If you think you can't live without the water in the air, try holding your breath. We are not separate from our environment. We are a part price of the oil for the greedy ones. You can't have greedy sign treaty. I don't know where our girls are. One more? One more. Cannibal food!
Show your support for Mother Earth and volunteer you all live here. Let's keep the clean boundaries around.
places with the people holding the banners now. They've been standing in the sun for quite a while and they do deserve a break. If somebody could please switch off of them, I would greatly appreciate that. Please and thank you. Can we have everybody over on this side come and fill it up? Let's get the line back. Yeah.
Feels like speaking about. Miigwech.
Abuju Nui Mugadidug, Anini Gana Tamarji Jakandago, Kelm Buzno Jaganashi Noswin, Getiganzi B Donjaba Ashang Yang Dida, Anishinaabe Ojibwe Nene and Dao. My name is Kelvin Buzno. My spirit name is Aniagana Tamarji Juk. I come from Garden River First Nation, the band of Ojibways. I live where the water shines, Georgina Island. I am 18 years old and I live with my auntie. First off, I'd just like to acknowledge one thing that I've seen here today as a youth, as an 18-year-old. I listened to my auntie speak and she says this very, very powerful message from her ceremonial uncle. And what we did today is when we knock on the door and they don't hear us, we knock a little bit louder. And if they don't hear us knock a little bit louder, we're gonna slam and we're gonna kick every door down in the building so they can hear us, so we can be seen. I come from a northern reservation. I grew up in a northern reservation, probably about 9 hours away from here, and I grew up with my grandma Bernadine Ba, and I watched her endure her life from the land. She didn't have a real job. She didn't have a job from the government. She picked her sweetgrass and she made her crafts and she sold them all over Turtle Island. She showed me how to plant sweetgrass. She showed me how to plant sage. She showed me how to harvest our medicines. She showed me how to sing to the water. She showed me how to make offerings. And you know, that's what we need as Indigenous people, because if we can't have that, our earth is gonna die. If we don't know our songs and we don't know our language, the earth is gonna die. But today I see us reclaiming it, reclaiming those streets that are ours. Under the concrete, that land is ours. I personally myself go on the land to fish. I go on the land to harvest medicines. I go to ceremony. And I know each and every one of us, every time throughout the year, we need something from the land. We need something to sustain us, to help us live our beautiful life. And if nobody's gonna stand up and do it, then everything's gonna fall out of our hands. And I look around here today and I know that the earth and our prophecies are coming alive, because I see most of all of our nations here standing together. And you know, I hear my auntie talk about too one time maybe that as we keep protecting our lands, that we'll all be under the same tree one day dancing. I see the trees, I see life in them. My auntie is teaching me to become to walk that good road and to become that sun dancer, and to see our trees fall from non-native people harvesting it for their own sake of paper and all these other nasty, what would you call it? Nasty things that they're making out of our own trees, our own plants, our own medicines. They're turning that into something for themselves that they can make money from. They're using our trees to make money. They're using our grass to make money. They're using everything we have to make money for themselves. If it wasn't for our people, you wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for our people, you wouldn't have a shirt on your back. If it weren't for our people, you wouldn't have shoes to walk on. And one thing I want to know and want to see is to the police and the government to walk in our moccasins, to see how it feels to walk the red road and to see if they can last on it. Because the concrete road isn't my way of life, it's their way of life. I follow the red road, not the black road. Black road kills our people. Negotiable.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! Wow, yes. Oh my God, for, enduring the heat and, the police, escalating the situation. They didn't need to do that. And so, we got some folks there that are gonna make sure that, our friends are, give us updates and make sure that they're okay and safe. So, yeah, that's the what we're gonna, encounter now. These new bylaws. It just, it's turning into a dictatorship. Shame. Shame. We're Indigenous people. We should be able to go wherever we want. This is our land. Right? Shame. It's a time. It's a time to come together. It really is. All of us, our allies, our, everyone who shares the same goal and who are also oppressed by these colonial forces. We are in a time right now. There's prophecies going around, we're the 7th generation and, the next generation, the 8th generation, the 8th fire that's going to rise. We're at a crossroads right now, and we're going to go either down a path of destruction and white supremacy and, wait, I already talked about this, didn't I? Did I? But no, it needs to be said again. It needs to be said again.
when we join Indigenous people and our allies together, and we live in harmony, and we work together and we fight, and there's going to be a new way, a new path. So keep on coming and keep on joining. You know, these bills, they did that. They, you know, especially with everything that's going on with Palestine and now Iran and Congo and Sudan. Our relatives down south of the so-called border, they're just kidnapping off the streets, ripping families away from each other. Shame. They also passed a bill in Alberta that if anybody, you know, is addicted, they can just have like a team, a panel of people, and they can just put them in either like an institution. Shame. So that's another form of kidnapping and keeping us oppressed. That's not the way. That is not the way. So I just wanted to make a special announcement. When we found out that all these bills were happening, I noticed that it was happening across Turtle Island. And I reached out to an ally friend, a comrade of mine. And I was like, hey, I see this happening all across. What's going on? I go, we need to connect with each other. And so they looked into it, and a team. And we resurrected and launched a website today. It's called the 8th Fire Rising. Check it out. It has all the information about these bills. And also, it's going to share the communities that are impacted. It's almost like a one-stop shop because a lot of us Indigenous people are not versed in their language of that law. That is not our law. But some of us have no choice. We're going to have to learn, and we're going to have to learn quick what this means and how to fight it. And that's when I say we need everyone on board. Even their own government is fighting each other on it because they know that this is not good. Oh, I organized, and I'm a financial divestment campaigner, and we go to the banks AGM, and there was one in April, and we had an Indigenous delegation with Suitin, Gigsan, Gitnyao that are fighting for their lands, and we went to the banks, RBC, AGM, and the BMO, and we went up there and we told them, hey, you really have to change your ways. Come on. This is your children's future. Your grandchildren's future. This is not the way. You have the power. You have our lives in your hands. Wake up. And then after I spoke and I said that, there was somebody, a banker, who said, scrap all the Paris Agreement, scrap all the climate justice, and that's all that so-called science. Scrap it all. Build, extract. And I was like, what? Does that person not care about her children? Does she not care about her grandchildren? That is wild. That these companies do not care about the future generations. Like, I'm scared for even the next 5 years. I'm worried. And we're in it. So we really got to keep on fighting. Check out the 8th Fire website. Also, social media handles, Instagram and Facebook is up. So check it out. Even right now, pull out your phone and give those accounts a follow. Also, the encampment, the youth, Akinawak youth. Give them a follow too. as well, because they're doing that good work, and they're also, because some of them have been in those meetings, right? So they can help with their voice. See, we need everyone on board. So give a follow. We have a minute right now. If you can get your phones out and, you know, just have a quick 1 minute, 2 minute little action. What can we do next? Give those accounts a follow. And also, yes, support the peeps that are doing this hard work. It's not easy. So, the peeps have been holding it down ever since the Bill 5. It was me and a few other, 4 other Indigenous Quays that got together, and we were like, we have to do something. And we organized a rally, and we decided to stay. The one night we were going to stay until they voted on the Bill 5. But they had already passed it. We're like, let's stay anyway. And then we couldn't stay because I have children and, other work that needs to be done. But the youth stayed, and the firekeepers stayed, and that's represents like a ground zero to all this that's going on, why we're here. So let's give it up. Let's give them that love and those flowers that they deserve. Okay, let's see, is it what time is it here? Let's see if there's any other, 5. If there's any other organizers that would like to come and say a few more words before we close up. It's pretty hot, I know. Oh my God, we do need a rest. Okay.
Hey everybody, I just want to take a minute to thank you all. You guys all came out, you showed solidarity. You put the solid in solidarity today, and that's exactly what we're trying to build. A community like this where we all come together. We unfortunately had to face off against police, but it went a little better than I thought it was going to be when I saw those horses coming in. So appreciate all of your safety, appreciate everybody's hard work, and we are going to continue to keep working. This camp is going to keep going. There's going to be more camps. You are going to see youth taking back the land, and that's where we need the support. We need to keep those youth safe out on the land and build up around them. They're our future, and they're not, like I said earlier, they stopped asking, and they're telling, and they're leading, and they're showing us what they want. They want their land back, and they want it now. Miigwech.
Tanse Nenenawin Onawabiski Mahikin. I said hello in my Cree language. My spirit name, Howling White Wolf, a name that was given to me from my community, which is out in Manitoba, Fish River Cree Nation, outside of Winnipeg, Treaty 5, next to Treaty 1. I want to thank all of you for today and the bravery and the allyship. It means so much to us here as organizers, and we want to remember the people who were arrested today. And we did have a legal defense committee that was among us that was able to go and be at the jail wherever they are. I understand the latest update, they haven't been processed yet, but the legal defense is with them. There's 3 people waiting to be processed. Hopefully they won't charge them. Let's hope they just release them, but we just never know. And then we would like, sometimes there's a jail support where people like to go to the jail and drum, but we don't have any updates yet. But have a great, safe afternoon. Does anybody from the organizers need to say anything? Okay, well, enjoy the afternoon. Mingle, network. Thank you so much. Bye.
We had that was above and beyond and definitely not needed. And they even took one of our youth. So we will be dealing with that. And yeah, again, Big chimigwech for coming on this hot day. Thank you to our marshals for doing their big one. Thank you to our organizers, our drummers that has already left. A big thank you to all of you, because this is where it starts. This is where land back happens, and we're not going anywhere. Miigwech. And a big chimigwech to the lead, Lana Goldberg, for doing their big one for these marshals and getting us safe to and from, for even dealing with that hiccup that we had with the police. Fuck 52. And we do understand that some people do like to go for court support. If that is something you're interested in, please come and find me so I can talk to our legal team. And yeah, again, I think that wraps up our day. Once the hand drummers come up here and come and sing a song. Yeah, me bitch. Water, can you raise it up in the air? And invite any I'm gonna invite any drummers that would like to come and sing for the water song. This water song is needed. Tara, you wanna come sing? Yeah, so if you have water, hold it up. And then at the end of the song, we'll be taking a big sip of our water, and then we'll be ending off with the traveling song, Miigwech. When you first were born, I think water is the first thing that you witness. I think. So we can do a traveling song, and then that wraps up our day. Whatever traveling song you want to do. Cool, sounds good. And the banners are beautiful. All right, whenever you guys are ready. Wraps up our day. Big chimigwech for everyone to come out on this hot day to kill Bill 5, to take land back. And I hope everybody gets home safe.
Where can we donate? If we want to support any organizations, funds,
we don't know yet, but you can follow our page, I don't know more, and send us a message over there, and we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. I don't know more is the page, Facebook. Do we have Instagram? I think we have Instagram. Should be on Instagram too. 8th Fire Rising, Porcupine Warriors. Those are all those pages that you can get more on the bill. You can give donations there. If you decide when you get home, after you drink some cold water, cold shower, whatever you do on a hot day, that you do want to do court support, please reach out to us. Our people need us. We bitch.